Hello, I'm John Capcom, and today I'm going to be showing you the exact same game I've been playing for about a month. Let's see, is that volume right? Alright, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is a big one.
Prostate.
Thank you, thank you. This section will be introducing my favorite piece of evidence, I think, in the whole goddamn series. Starting on the evening of March 22nd back at Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
There, girls.
I can't take it anymore.
Oh, she's so worried about her cousin. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper's kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't, because Mr. Engard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. I did not prime myself for making crying noises this early in the stream. Well, cheer up! We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going.
You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am.
Yes, that's right. So... Hey, you guys! Glad I got you, pal.
Mr. Scruffy Detective.
Oh boy. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearls' book now. Aw, she's taken after Franny. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now. So let's discuss our future together, Detective. So, what are you going to do from now on? Oh, what do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So, do you have a new job lined up yet? Dude, he got fired like 2 hours ago. Oh, that, what am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all till my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday! I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that'll prove Mr. Engard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah? So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Aw, he's gonna be our little house husband.
Come on, Mr. Dick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things.
Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. I never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself.
He said that? That's horrible.
But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. And you would be the only person with their head on their shoulders about this, Phoenix. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would you want to... No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. Ongard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se, just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe.
That's such a dirty trick! Even that woman prosecutor was better than that!
Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Yeah, why aren't we taking her some balloons to the hospital? I mean, besides the fact that she would just whip all of the balloons and pop them immediately. There's a reason they're related. Ms. von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you gonna visit her, pal? No, well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey! You've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her if you wouldn't let her whip you for a bit, pal. People, yeah, make sure her whipping arm's still in shape. Go act as her physical therapy for the day.
Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick!
Now I'm definitely not going. Let's see, the name of the hospital. Oh yeah! The Hottie Clinic. Oh, motherfucker, I don't want to talk to this guy again. That name sends a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. Okay. God damn it, I guess we have to. Motherfucker. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient?
Hi. Wait a second, you're...
Yes. I'm Director Howden.
Why are you still here?
Yes, what was it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes.
Director Hottie. Edgeworth.
Yes. I'm Director Hottie. Oh, you're the bad from this morning. Yes, what was it?
Director, Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma?
You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. Because, you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. Yes, and that thing, that surgery, it went well.
You have my gratitude. Looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret.
She looked so beautiful, absolutely terrified. Yes. But I understand. Yes. Her opponent was a gun, after all. When I snuck up on her real secret-like, she would scream really loud. Yes.
Okay, Edgeworth, kill this man. She'd whip me with her whip. Yep, okay. Okay, yes, Francisca, get rid of him. Go back to your room. Leave. I don't want to hear what you have to say. And what are those tulips doing in your hands? Mr. Phoenix, right? I knew I shouldn't have come here. I have a shot in front of the courthouse. In my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. Even with the blood dripping out of my shoulder, it was everywhere.
But that would have been too much for you.
There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Ms. Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal?
You're denying it?
It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix, right? If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over.
All while hiding Ms. Andrews' own crime?
That isn't my problem. Whether she has tampered with the evidence or not. I have only one objective. To find On Guard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix, right? The end justifies the means.
Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, that On Guard will be found guilty.
And what does that have to do with me?
Because of that, she is now in danger of being found guilty herself! All because she believed in your words until the very end.
That still has nothing to do with me. She is just a weak person. That's all.
But you had to know she was...
Ow! I think visiting hours here are about over. So, if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off?
Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far... But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright. The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry at court today. That's rare for you. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Do you have any idea what you've stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! That card... What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. The final piece of Exodia. The Special Investigations Team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card, a man called Shelly the Killer. And just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin. The best at that. An assassin? Okay. Picture card. It was placed next to the victim at the time of the murder. Ms. Andrews was carrying it, so that's like his literal calling card. So, who is this Shelly the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins.
Long-standing?
The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelly is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name. Oh my god, the Zoldyx? So, because his professional name is Shelly, he leaves cards with a shell on them? He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims.
Why would he do something like that?
We think it is part of his duty to his clients. His duty? Don't be a 12-year-old, right? If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. I see. The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So, do you think this assassin... Do you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it. Wouldn't you agree? Shelly the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Maya. She's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see. I had no idea. They know each other so well. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible, and resolve this by tomorrow.
Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to...
Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity.
Mr. Nick?
There's no way you can find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right. Listen. You need to know something. One Corrida was killed by Shelly the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt on guard. Your own client. Please, stop! I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this.
What is it?
The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Letter of introduction. Received from Edgeworth allows bearer to freely investigate the crime scene.
Aw, look who's helping us with the investigation of his own free will, out of the goodness of his heart.
In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team.
And he's trying to rescue Maya all by himself. It's down bad.
We'll meet again, if anything should happen. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Mr. Nick? Do you think Mr. Onkard hired an assassin?
No way! I mean, he doesn't have a psyche lock.
Yeah, I guess not.
Maya, please. All I ask is you make it home, safe and sound. Oh, we're going back to Maya. In the wine cellar.
I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me.
Man, AA2 has felt like 5 games. It's so true! It's because, I mean, which is weird, because it's shorter than, like, anything else. It's just, I've taken more breaks throughout this one, I think, just due to, like, real-life circumstances. And also just because Turnabout Big Top just feels like a fucking slog, no matter how fast you're going through it.
And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to go take a look around.
Damn, Maya investigations? This is the office of a normal and sane human being.
What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here.
Okay, Winnie the Pooh?
That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Aw, how cute! But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. Here's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste." I bet this could be a clue. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this is a VCR? There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is an antenna doing here? Oh, hey! It's a computer! Now I can check on my Neopets. I've been gone for so long, I hope they're not starving. I've never really used one before. I mean, except to play Neopets, obviously, because that's the bit I just set up, was that I'm playing Neopets. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. There goes my plan to use this to somehow get out of here. You know, right after getting my daily Neo points. Wow! I've never seen a TV like this big before. Now, where's the power button? Phooey. It's busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Ah! I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered.
It's okay, Maya. She's coping.
Locked. Of course. And it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through here.
Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will.
Ah!
It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you.
He is?
For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you.
Ways? You mean...
Dead men tell no tales is how the saying goes. Correct.
Dead?
I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin.
No way! You're lying! I mean, an assassin?
People are not always who they appear to be.
Nick! Mr. Nick?
Oh! Yes, Pearls? Got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation.
Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know.
I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Ongard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too.
Okay.
Alright, back to the jailbird. Oh, hello, Gummy. Can I give you a kiss? Oh, but I can't show you my badge. Look, it's my attorney's badge. Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal? Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly shiny again. I'm really touched. He's gonna go spit on it, like give it the old spit shine. Okay, touch the center. There we go. I'm sorry. Visiting hours are over for today.
Aww.
I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah, there's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt on Guard. Here you are.
Well, what did he write? Is it something really important?
I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So, actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? Oh, I gotta go feed his kitty.
This is terrible! Let's hurry! We have to feed his cat! I'm sure poor Stu's stomach is growling by now.
Yeah, I guess. Matt's note jammed into pocket. Please feed my cat Shu. My house is just a little ways down from the hotel. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat. Okay. Okay, how do I get to his house? I guess I have to go from the hotel.
Alright now, Mr. Nick, let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass.
This old bag!
Don't devalue my name and turn it into a ghast, you spiky-headed pettifogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although, I did get a piece of gum for the Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But I also have something much more valuable. I wanted Eddie Pooh's heart. It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside of Old Bag. She said, turning into a pirate. Miss Old Bag. Keep your hands off of me. This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. I'm basically suffocating myself for the sake of my Among Us cosplay.
Why do you keep putting it on?
Don't don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by.
I'm not hearing this. Okay, but first, we're going to Onguard's house.
Svari.
Sure is dark. I'll go turn on a light. Holy shit! Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoo, the kitty cat. Shoo! Meow.
So I guess this is Shoo.
Aw, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo.
The cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers. Me and the 8-year-old. We're both lawyers. And actually, I will be right back because I have to acquire dinner real quick. So I'm going to abruptly halt this introduction and be right back. At least you can listen to his sexy jazz music.
Rustic.
Very good, Descole.
Frosting.
Very good, Descole.
Zware.
Alright, now I've returned for real, with my belly full of food. I hope you all enjoyed the dulcet tones of this completely normal butler guy's theme song. So, let's return to feeding Madangard's cat. Oh, lawyers! Actually, I'm Mr. Angard's lawyer. The Masters. Then, you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. It's a pleasure to meet your
Very good, Descole.
wonderful self. I'm the family butler, John Doe, which is a normal name that people have where I come from. Nice to meet you. Why does he looks... I looked at Zavari and saw Luke at me. Why does he look like that? I don't know what you mean, he just looks like a dude. Luke at me looks completely normal. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Angard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No? Not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. Huh. well, typically butler-like, as it were. Why is he in my prediction row? Because he's so normal. I think you'll vibe with him right off the back. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. Yeah, tell your therapist that your friend Susie assigned Luke at me as characters that you were gonna like, and then your therapist will be like, "Oh my god, Nikki, you're cured! You don't have to do therapy anymore. You're normal." Walks into my therapy office and yells, "Sorry! It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself and his affairs." You know, I would have thought Mr. On Guard the kind to have a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you've got here. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shu. And, anything else? No, not especially. John Doe? John Doe, why aren't you in uniform? It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Yeah, that tracks. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. Matt's note crumpled into a ball and thrown away. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. So young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law. But there is also a lot to be proud of in being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. Alright, anything we need to look at here?
There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick.
I bet it's for Mr. On Guard's cat to use.
Oh, you mean Shu.
The door. It's locked tight. Well, I guess it's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. Yep, that was a completely normal butler interaction. Okay, now to get Old Bag to move out of my way, I give her a piece of paper with Edgeworth's signature on it. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Old Bag, if you would look at—
What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of— Oh, Edgy Poo.
Is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell?
Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth.
Yours truly?
That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so. You understand?
Letter of introduction given to Ms. Oldbag.
I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. It looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth.
That may be, but you know nothing good's gonna come of it.
That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared.
Ow! Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation.
Okay.
And she came back to shoot at me with her ray gun. What? What now?
One little thing before I forget. You can't go into On Guard's room today. Why? The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear?
I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer.
So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag.
Okay. Check. No On Guard's room. Well, looks like we're the only ones here.
And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow.
Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer.
Hey, city boy!
Well, Lotta, you're still here. Great.
Reckon course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery.
Yep, here we are back to our favorite character, Lotta.
You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Reckon. A photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear, like corn, to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief?
Why can't you drop that thief thing already? Okay, can I give her her camera back, or is it still evidence? Would you please take a look at this?
Nope, sorry, no can do. Only thing I want to see is a steaming hand towel.
What? A steaming hand towel?
Need one for my eyes. Today just ain't a good day for my eyes to be looking at stuff.
How convenient. Maybe I'll have to use that one next time you show me something. So, like, even though she's like, hey, do you have my camera? I try to show it to her, and she's like, I don't care. Whatever. I want to ask you about the night of the murder.
What? You're really gonna shell out the bucks for the info I got?
Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not?
Well, kinda, but...
Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes.
I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too.
Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night.
The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either.
I guess that means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. So, about the note that was inside your camera case.
Ah, that ditty I wrote?
Yeah. Can I believe what you've written?
You mean the stuff about On Guard shoving his manager lady onto Karita?
Yeah.
Well, I reckon you best not be believing that.
What?
Look, I sorta wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Oh, she's a liar, Mr. Nick. Her pants are on fire. Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-dooders.
Come on. Lotta, you can say bullshit. Oh, here, I'll even cover up Pearl's ears.
Hey, what's with you? Why you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? My baby! My $1,600 baby! What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? That guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me.
Well, that's kind of how it is.
Hey! Hey! You're that redcoat's friend, ain't ya? So, put in a few good words for me and get me back my camera.
You want me to do what?
Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours, and I guarantee he'll give it back.
Why don't you do your own dirty work?
Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you then.
And you too there, Lilin. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do all your homework, you hear? Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it right to me.
Would you please just leave already? Okay. So now let's go check out Juan's room. Again. Who the fuck? Okay, everybody, I don't remember who this is. Everybody start taking bets about who we're gonna find, like, fucking moaning in here. I want to say it's Edgeworth.
Mr. Nick!
What is that otherworldly, ghastly moaning?
I hate evil ghosts.
I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon? What the fuck? How did she get here so fast?
Excuse me? What are you calling a demon, brat? Ah!
Zoinks! It's the alien!
Who are you calling an alien?
Oh, it's just you, Ms. Oldbag. What are you doing here?
What is wrong with young'uns today? I came down here to pay my respects to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me.
Again! Please talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time.
I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecile look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. Now, hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright.
Now I've seen everything.
But you know, I was working that night too. Doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night.
I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Kurita.
He was the most popular star, you know. Especially where it counts. In my book.
But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Angard.
Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look! Just look at this mountain of presents! It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him.
Yeah, the mountain is pretty big, and certainly nothing to shake a stick at.
Mr. Nick?
What is it, Pearls?
The presents. They're all bears, right?
She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Kurita's presents from his fans seem to be bears.
Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. Okay. Bears? Why bears? You don't know. When my dear Juan was training, he fought bare-handed with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after that fight, they became friends.
Wow! What a heartwarming story.
Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out down by a river going, heh, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. Okay, so, he wasn't fighting a bear, he was fighting Wolverine? He got into a fight with Wolverine in the Canadian wilderness? Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, Bob. What a load of crock. Yeah, that sounds like he was fighting Wolverine. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Ah, yeah, this guy fucked Wolverine. Yeah, nice. Bears. I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. What is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Ugh, that startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second.
8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember?
Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. The transceiver! Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya! How is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, so it would seem my present did you no good.
No! Mistake Maya!
One more day! Please! All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time. Please! I suppose, if I must, I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please! Please let Maya say something! I want to hear she's alright! Alright. Then... a little... What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad... Connect. Damn it! Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me.
What happened?
I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static.
Mistake Maya!
Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. Oh hey, we know an electronics expert, don't we? And his name is my house husband, Dick Gumshoe. Hey! Welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's why I'm wearing this flowery apron and all. That's nice. Thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oops. Looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've gotta be kidding. This flowery apron, and nothing else. Wink. And here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know! There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him about. I need you to fix this. Gummy, fix it! It broke. Fix it for me. The transceiver?
Oh, Mr. Nick! You should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing!
What thing? Oh yeah! This thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal? When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh?
Maybe it fixed itself?
That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe... Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Dick Gumshoe maid outfit. Oh wait, this isn't Google. Electromagnetic interference? Electromagnetic interference. Okay, everybody, we're getting we're getting a physics lesson today. So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. It's like the fingerprints of a radio signal. Ah, when you put it that way.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen. You know, because this is the year 2002, and this is what kind of technological shit we have to deal with. The stuff on the screen gets kinda fuzzy and starts acting funny, right?
Huh? Computer? Oh, I know what a computer is. Maya lets me play Neopets all the time.
It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird.
Oh, yes! The TV does do that! Oh, so that's what you're talking about.
She seems amazingly happy to be able to understand this. She's excited about learning, Phoenix! So, the room you were in when that interference to the transceiver happened, that's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like... like a listening device or something. As a random, non-specific example. Remember not being able to use the computer when someone was on the phone? See, that's how kids are when you don't put them in the American school system. Happy and full of life. That's true. I also remember being able to pick up the corded phone when my mom was using the downstairs phone. I would pick up the corded phone that was upstairs and just listen in on her talking to, like, my grandma or one of her friends. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened?
We were in Mr. Corita's room. The scene of the murder.
What? That's it. I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Meanwhile, I'm going to create another crime scene by stealing. Oh, wait, Gumshoe! Oh, yeah, baby! It's investigating time! I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go! Yeah! Can someone do the yeah command, please, please, please? Yes, okay, thank you. There we go.
We should get going too, Mr. Nick.
Alright, let's go. Alright, let's go back to the hotel room. Hey! You're finally here, pal! Sorry to keep you waiting.
Do you have the, bug sweeper?
Well, you see, Got busted trying to sneak in, pal. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I was trying to sneak into the precinct, but the clap of my ass cheeks kept alerting my former co-workers. Then suddenly, I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean. So yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey! Calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one. Just not the police's.
Wow! So this is a bug sweeper.
It looks a little broken. Hey! This was made when I was in elementary school, pal.
Oh, he made that when he was just a little boy. Come on, Gummy, you have such a hidden talent for this. Go do that instead of being a cop.
Oh? By who? Me, of course! Seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal! Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here.
Your heart and soul are inside that little yellow box?
It'll work! Trust me, pal, it'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity, so it's gonna beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves.
But isn't there a better way? Isn't it better that way?
Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? I'm getting that sinking feeling again. Bear men will put a bear in the bear room. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal.
So we're going to find it, right?
Right. Now first, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around to give the room a real thorough looky-see, pal. The sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press Enter to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves, so let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious. Okay, pal? Alright, I'm gonna go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal? Okay. Okay, so it's alerting on the phone. Well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say. But let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves here.
Wow, you know a lot about electronics, don't you, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, I know tons. Especially when it comes to taking them apart. It's my specialty. I'll leave the fixing part up to Gumshoe.
So, is there a listening device in there?
No. And I really thought it had to be in the phone, too. There's...
Oh, what a lovely bear! I take it back. I hate you, bear.
Ah, this must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots that are extremely common in the year 2002.
It's a robot? It's a real robot?
Yeah, it's a real one.
Mr. Nick,
Yes?
how many horsepowers is it? How many horsies?
Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so, and that's the end of that joke. Wow, there sure are a lot of electronic devices over here, but we're gonna look at something completely different. Something that no one would expect to give off electromagnetic interference.
This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen.
Hey! Speaking of big bears, did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean.
No, not yet. But this bear's eye is...
Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out and see what we've got.
No, you can't! Such a violent act!
Oof. Just gonna take that out right here?
No!
That's... It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. What a emitter? A transmitter, pal.
Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff?
So this tiny thing is a camera? Yup, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
The footage is changed into radio waves, and then it's sent to that recorder.
So, it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it?
Hey! You know, you're right! Alright, spy camera. Added to the court record. Set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for 1 hour. Was running at the time of the murder. So, what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it.
You can set it for a certain time?
Yup. Let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m.? That was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess.
Mr. Detective! How long has this bear been here?
I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder.
Then maybe...
Maybe this camera caught the murder on tape! What? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal! Okay, transmitter. Changes the footage taken by the spy camera into radio waves and transmits the data. But tell me more about this bear.
So there was a camera in this bear's eye.
And it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Kurita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened here that night.
Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is?
It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out.
Oh.
Is there really no way to find out? Alright, and here we are. My favorite piece of evidence that I can recall. The huge-ass bear. I got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. But, what are you going to do? I'm gonna go around to the electronic shops and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible! I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me! Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal! I'm really good at finding men. Alright, spy camera and transmitter given to Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby! It's investigating time! I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go! Someone get that command ready! Yeah! Anyone? Love it. Okay.
He's gone.
Yeah.
But Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man.
Prostate.
He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake.
It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, right?
Heck.
You'll have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth! What are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward, one step at a time. I see. Thanks. He heard we were talking about bears and came running. Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So, there was a huge bear in this room just a few minutes ago. So, there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal, huh? You were one lucky man, right? Huh? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl?
I have no idea.
Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is.
Can you really do that? Mr. Nick, can he really?
Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. Is he just gonna... Is he gonna carry that out all by himself? I'm sure you have other things you have to do. Stuffed bear snatched up by Edgeworth. I'm just picturing him like he has his both his arms wrapped around it, and he can barely see around it, and he's just slowly stomping his way out of the hotel. I'll see you soon, right? Wait! What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. Oh, you're in love! You are so in love! Makes you look stupid! But besides that, right? Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? This is even funnier because he's saying this while holding a giant bear. Literally. The real killer.
Ha! Gay!
Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. Juan Garrida's real killer, Ms. Andrews' past, the kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal from Mr. Engard, and this card, Shelley the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. But actually, the other thing we're gonna do right now is take a brief intermission. I will be right back.
Not. Very good, Descolet. Svari.
Gay!
Not.
Prostate.
Oh, I'm so glad the sound commands keep you all entertained while I'm gone. Okay. Once more unto the breach. So this is the very last investigative portion and the last leg of this case that we'll be playing on stream tonight. Alright. Still the night of March 22nd at the Gatewater Hotel.
It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya.
These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay.
You're right. Except for one thing, Mr. Nick. Fuck 12. You hear me, Mr. Nick? Fuck 12. Never say that shit to me again, okay? You hear me, Mr. Nick?
Alright, so now let's talk to Pearl about what she thinks. So the real person who killed Mr. Corrida was...
And that assassin. Mr. Shelley the Killer, right?
And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired Mr. DeKiller to begin with? Who's his client?
You mean... who asked for the murder?
Ace Attorney bank robber Robin DeBank. That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood, but whoever this client is, they're still a killer.
Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews?
I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself?
But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then... no, it can't be.
Matt Ungard himself?
If Mr. Ungard really did hire the assassin...
then he is not innocent at all. Far from it. He would be guilty of the crime.
But it can't be Mr. Ungard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him...
Mr. Ungard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Corrida? Alright. Just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Corrida, okay? I didn't see any psyche locks at that time. Actually, that reminds me.
Did you remember something, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting.
So what is this interesting thing?
Oh, that's right.
You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. It looked like, somehow, Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
Mr. On Guard's secret? Well, what is this secret?
I don't know yet, but for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Kurita was going to reveal the secret. That means Mr. On Guard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Kurita silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. On Guard. There's no way around it now. Alright.
Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? I've never stayed up this late.
Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Kurita held about Mr. On Guard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These two things I must know tonight.
But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center?
I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Hey, wait!
What is it, Whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason, and I was told to use it to search the whole hotel.
That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? One Gumshoe made.
I don't know, and frankly I don't care, but the request came from Edgy Poo, so...
Edgeworth?
And he said...
If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer.
So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you.
Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are.
This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the prisons.
Very interesting information that I am just now learning for the first time.
I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means... Well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear Juan.
Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews. But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Kurita.
I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too.
Wow. The alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change.
I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good.
But I didn't say anything.
So, you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I heard it, there was something of a refreshing pair, those two.
Oh?
I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know that manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though.
Oh, you're talking about Ms. Celeste in Pax. Ms. Andrews' mentor, right?
Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know.
Married? You mean to Mr. Kurita?
Really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement.
3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the...
Why would Miss Impact want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan.
What?
But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly cancelled their marriage.
Is that true?
It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that?
That was not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night, after Juan called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. How terrible.
I wonder what happened between those two.
Well, looks like we're never gonna find out. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with the questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down.
It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened? You're Mr. Ungard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for the Ungard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now?
Who's this witness?
I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer.
Mr. Nick?
Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So there you go.
What?
I've already called them so they know. Go on, talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much.
This is such good news, Mr. Nick.
Go talk to your heart's content? It sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Let's talk to Matt first. Dude! It's Mr. Bright! I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Corrida was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Ungard. What's wrong? Mr. Ungard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kinda different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is? Please? Oh, motherfucker! 5 of them? I knew this was coming.
Mr. Nick? Don't tell me.
Psyche Lux. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? Did you know about Mr. Kurita and Ms. Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Ms. Andrews. She had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Kurita. Her mentor was Mr. Kurita's manager, and Ms. Andrews was going to get Celeste Impax's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Me when I'm lying and actually care? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat.
Mr. Nick? What's a pizza? Is it like a kind of pea, like green peas?
Let's go eat one later, okay? Got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard, are you connected to Ms. Impax's suicide in some way? Alright, so now let's move away from here real quick, and then come back to talk to Adrian. Oh! Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me! Uh-oh. Willie! Mr. Powers!
What happened? Why are you here?
You see, I got roped into this somehow.
What?
And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with the detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest! And I was brought back here. Oh. They say my face and the whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Huh. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? I'm just a normal guy on the X-Men. I'm just a normal mutant who's always on the X-Men. Is that a crime? Chief Kelly over here wouldn't let me go. So, about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? Oh, his angry sprite is so cute. It looks just like Lotta's. I really don't know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said.
Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright.
Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know, because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself.
What? How horrible! That's unforgivable!
Ow! Sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know. Ms. Adrian Andrews. Hey, Kara. I'm pretty sure you know what's coming up soon. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? It just feels right. Like giving him the Canadian like sorry. You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image? But aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. Just, like, I'm pretty sure, like, this is exactly how they describe Wolverine in the comics. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Mr. Powers, you don't understand how appealing you are. He literally is. We're his fan club. Well, that's true. Oh, hey! So did you hear about this yet? About Ms. Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Ms. Impact's?
We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Wolverine, if you were introduced now instead of the early 2000s, you'd be adored. It's so true, though. It's so true. I thought about it a little the other day. About that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright. Why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is.
Something bad for Mr. Kurita?
Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man." A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that? I keep trying to share my money, but I keep getting more of it. It's okay, he can loan it to Gumshoe. Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. On Guard and Miss Andrews. They're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Okay, so let's go back to the detention center first and talk to Miss Andrews. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Kurita had on Mr. On Guard. I'd like to ask you about Matt On Guard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival?
That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing.
About Ms. Celeste Impacts.
I had finally put her death behind me, and now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I was shocked by her suicide, and it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it.
You wanted to burn it? But why?
I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan.
Is it possible to crowd GF, like crowdfund, but with crowdfunding?
I would never do something so stupid.
A suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. On Guard?
And that's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way.
The police are excellent at doing their job. Wink wink. So they'd figure it out, right?
Yes. They're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Ms. Andrews.
Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So please, tell me why you did what you did.
Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now?
Oh shit. Oh, just one lock though. A psyche lock, huh?
Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But
I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. So, we'll have to unpack this a little later. For now, we're going back to the office.
Mr. Nick, your phone!
I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous.
It's probably just your imagination. You should really pick it up, Mr. Nick. It could be important.
Hello? We got a big problem, pal. Guys, I've got news! I've got terrible news! We got a huge problem. I'm on my way to your office right now. Okay. Hey, wait a sec. Why is he coming here? It's terrible! I don't know what to say, pal. It's Oh. I got here faster than I thought. Hey. No time to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here. Phoenix! Mr. Wright, wake up! You fucked up big time! Dick. Well, what happened? We got him! We know who bought that spy camera!
Huh?
This quickly? And this bear's what gave him away, pal! The bear... I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera.
But... wasn't it Mr. Edward?
Shh, Pearls. And, go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime.
Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room?
Mad on Guard.
Uh-huh.
Mad on Guard. Your client, that's who, pal. God, I wish Gummy was holding the bear. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought the bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. And this is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me, I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph out of it, pal. So, I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Credit card receipt for $3,800. Proof On Guard bought a stuffed bear identical to one in evidence. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away into evidence. Okay. Spy camera, transmitter, and stuffed bear refiled into the court record. I think he was holding the bear that entire time, and he ran to my office while holding it. I know you don't want to give up, pal. Bad On Guard spending all of his stimmy on Spy Bear. Spend it on a Danny cam. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corrida's room was Mad On Guard.
Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this?
I bet it was to catch Ms. Andrews and Mr. Corrida in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him? Mr. On Guard, I mean. Yes.
I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next.
I'm scared myself. But I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Mad On Guard! What in the world have you done? Alright. So, back to the detention center. Time for the moment of truth. You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Fucking go, everybody. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Corrida had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially on that night. Because you bugged his room, you weirdo. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Corrida's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow. But, dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? In the BIGASS BEAR. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Kurita was none other than you, my friends. And that person is you! Oh, but pardon me, Mr. White. It would appear I'm in the wrong game. I will see you in our crossover. Goodbye. Mr. Rungard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. At least not on this side of the glory hole. Aw, but he says he knows you! How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Rungard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on. This is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. You frickin' bought it, idiot. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Rungard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to the department store all the time, okay? This $3,800... This could be that toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush?! It's ivory. And it's got elephant hair for bristles. Because I hate animals. Ew. Elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So, can I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? I managed to launch matcha through my straw into my hair. That happens to the best of us. So, if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurita's room and filmed it in secret is... where's the magazine? Do I still have it? Yeah, this one. Adrian Andrews? There is a rumor going around that Ms. Andrews and Mr. Kurita were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Kurita, you were going to reveal this as fact, and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer dude. That kind of scandal? That's the good stuff! That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff? Juicy? Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stopped paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Kurita because of Ms. Andrews. And there's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Kurita's room was... because of Shelly the Killer. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer. That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? Welcome back, Kara. I was hoping you'd get here in time. This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Mad on Guard, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Kurita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Mad on Guard. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought, anyway. Mr. On Guard, you really did hire? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Mad on Guard. Where did he get that glass of chalky milk? Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really... So you are Shelly the Killer's client? You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you?
What do you mean?
And that woman. Adrian was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me, I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer?
That's... You're lying! What a terrible...
It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things.
But why? Why did you hide the video camera and...
A weakling soon believes the words of others. Just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me? How much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess?
And that's why...
Yes. That's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. Just realized his face scars from his cat's shoe. Probably. That's right. That video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright?
Well, why would you do something so wrong?
Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl?
Why? Why would you kill Mr. Kurita?
Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? Like, the localization turned him into an evil surfer man. Okay, yeah, honestly, he is real Tumblr sexy man material. This is all because of that press conference, isn't it?
If Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, then Mr. On Guard's secret would have...
Well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought.
And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead.
Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used. Used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin, too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone all working their butts off for me, Madame Guard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Kurita. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that to-killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a catnap in my room. You killed Mr. Kurita! I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Aw, but too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer, after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do.
Mystic Maya!
You wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. God, I wish they would just let Phoenix say, like, motherfucker. Like, Phoenix deserves to be able to cuss this guy out for all he's worth. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya? Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now Now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Ah, yes, much better. Cops. Is this not what you came for? Are you not entertained? Well, right. What are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy...
No!
I don't care much for the horror atmosphere here.
We can't do that.
That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What? What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago. At that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, right? It's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer, met on guard, that man is really... Ugh! It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is that where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you, of all people, should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get on guard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at the mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say?
That's...
You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Francisco Monkarma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francisca. She fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. And? Isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You are so petty! I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless.
What?
I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story.
Mr. Nick! The transceiver!
I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My. What is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. On Guard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me! A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you were asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah? This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty. We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did. But my name is DeKiller. Shelly DeKiller. You're Shelly DeKiller? Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a DeKiller, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain... Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap.
No!
Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Okay, meow to you too.
Mystic Maya!
I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be! A cat! Can it?
What is it?
I know where Shelly DeKiller is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for On Guard Mansion immediately. Alright. You hurry over as well, then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun.
Yeah!
Alright. Shit, I didn't mean to go here. Bye, Gumshoe. Bye, Gumshoe. Mwah. Maya!
Please answer us! Mystic Maya!
We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it! That butler! All this time, he was DeKiller! They hear a cat and go, oh! There's only one person that owns a cat! He and On Guard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. My god, the butler did it. Hey, I know that bear.
Oh! It's a figurine of a bear! But there are lots of cuts in it for some reason.
Alright. A wooden bear-shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts. A fair. Isn't it more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. And there's a little pet door installed here.
Oh, I'm sure that's for Shu.
Do you think that this came through that little door? Huh, this door! It's locked! Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Slam. Slam. Crash. There's no one here! And from the looks of this room, I would say this is On Guard's private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals, and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
No.
But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took a tape we're looking for and escaped with it. Uh-oh.
We've been here before.
We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now, we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close. I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. We'll leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Ms. Impax. With love, Celeste.
Ms. Impax? You mean...
Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager.
Why would a picture of Ms. Impax be here in Mr. On Guard's mansion?
And why does it say, with love? Huh, this might be a clue. What's wrong, Pearls?
Please let me see that picture frame!
Huh? What's so special about the frame?
On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame! Maya. It's Mystic Maya! She left us a message!
What?
I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. That's... No! Mystic Maya!
Right? Why are you making that little girl cry? What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth? Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Ms. Andrews' psyche lock. If I could just figure out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock.
Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill.
Ms. Andrews, I've come to remove your psyche lock.
Psyche lock?
I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret.
Fine. Go ahead. Try to break me, if you can.
Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. On Guard for the murder?
I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer.
No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. On Guard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge.
So you were saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why. What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for.
Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. And that would be... the death of Celeste Impacts.
Celeste.
There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that is Ms. Impacts' suicide.
What are you trying to say?
Celeste was Juan's manager.
Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt?
You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. On Guard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Ms. Impacts and her suicide.
Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt?
Yeah, he has her photo for some reason. This is a photo of Ms. Impacts, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though.
W.
With love, Celeste. This is Ms. Impacts' handwriting, isn't it?
Where did you find this? No, it's all right. It was a rhetorical question.
Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. On Guard's mansion.
And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed.
Why did you frame him?
Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan.
Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Because Mr. Corrida didn't want to get married to her anymore, right?
Yes, because of Matt.
But because of Mr. On Guard? What do you mean?
I think I can see where this is going.
Celeste. She was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together.
So that's why "With Love, Celeste" is written on the frame of that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they?
It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used.
toyed with, until she was thrown away.
That's so horrible.
Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him. Even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste, and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened.
But then why did Mr. Karina have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all.
It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement, and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most.
Poor Miss Impax.
That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note.
But why would he do that?
It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge. There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it, because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note. And that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. Alright, we're almost at the end of this anyway. Good night, Neil. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time, and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with Maya's situation, or with what I know now. Alright. That's all for tonight. So we found out the real reason. The real reason Celeste killed herself was because Karita called off their wedding just because Matt was like, oh yeah, dude, I already tapped that. And Karita was like, I'm a misogynist, so that means you're damaged goods. Which really fucking sucks. I fucking hate these guys. But we'll worry about that later. We'll pick this back up on Friday. That'll be the last leg of this game in its entirety. I'm gonna play another game on Wednesday. I'm considering, like, I'm thinking, like, I'll just carry on the Wolverine theme and play X-Men Destiny if I can get it to work. But I don't know. I might change my mind at the last second. Just Wednesday is a free-for-all day. I won't know until about an hour beforehand what I'm doing that day. But I hope you all attend just the same, and I hope you had fun tonight, even with how painful all of this was. So X-Men Destiny or Superhero Squad? Yeah, probably. I've also been thinking about playing Portal, because I've just somehow in all my life never played Portal. Either of them. But anyway, I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good night, everyone.
Prostate.